Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Survival Games right here in Sanford, Florida at the Salvation Army Gymnasium. Match number 2, about to get underway. Another 4-on-4 traditional Survival Games elimination contest. Let's get to ringside as vintage ring announcer Tim Richardson has our official introductions.
Introducing first the participants. Led by their captain, the real deal Mike Cruz, Lince Darado, Wade Van Dyke, Johnny Vandall, Cruz.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, the vintage people's champion, the captain of Cruz's crew, Mike Cruz. A high-flying team you're going to witness here tonight. Mike Cruz, Lince Darado, Johnny Vandall, and Wayne Van Dyke. The cruiserweights, so to speak, here at Vintage Wrestling. They will be flying all over that ring tonight as they get ready to take on the team of Deathrow's Inmates.
And their opponents. Are you ready? The team of CB Blade, Cameron Hardcastle, Wayne Wonder, and their captain, Deathrow, Jethro. They are Deathrow Inmates.
Now look at the young faces coming out of the entranceway here tonight. Cameron Hardcastle, Wayne Wonder, CB Blade, fresh newcomers here on the vintage roster, teaming up with Deathrow Jethro. Deathrow Jethro surrounded by these newcomers due to the fact that the vintage all-star wrestling offices, the general manager Pete Cannon, could not get any of the veterans to align themselves with the evil, maniacal madman that is Deathrow Jethro. So the 3 up-and-comers here in Vintage Wrestling put their hands up. They volunteered because they wanted a spot on one of the major cards of the year here at Survival Games. So CB Blade, Cameron Hardcastle, Wayne Wonder, these naive young kids, so to speak, in the business here, have volunteered to align themselves with Deathrow Jethro. Look as the camera pans up to the evil madman, the man from the Louisiana State Penitentiary. Look at that Hannibal Lecter-esque mask that they have to put around him. The cuffs, the shackles, security holding him back in that corner until he's ready to fight, ready to tear apart that stare. Look at that stare down as Wayne Wonder tries to extend his hand to his teammate Deathrow Jethro. A stare down that almost looks right through his fellow teammates, CB Blade, Wayne Wonder, and Cameron Hardcastle. These naive newcomers aligning themselves with the madman from Louisiana State Penitentiary. As the bell rings, looks like Cameron Hardcastle and Wayne Van Dyke going to start things out here in this 4-on-4 elimination matchup here at Survival Games in Sanford, Florida. As the 2 men lock up, Cameron with a side headlock. Wayne Van Dyke working him up against the ropes. Throws him off. Big shoulder tackle by Cameron Hardcastle. Hardcastle off the ropes. And a hip toss by Wayne Van Dyke. Arm drag by Wayne Van Dyke. Wayne Van Dyke taking control here early in this matchup. Later on tonight, another 4-on-4 traditional Survival Games match as Team Dark City, led by their captain Corey Chavis, takes on Marquis men, led by their captain, the Marquis, Bruce Santee. Now, if you go back and you remember at the Florida Rumble, it was Corey Chavis and Bruce Santee who were the final 2 participants in that Florida Rumble. That 30-man over-the-top rope challenge came down to those final 2, and those final 2 fought. It was a fight. with Corey Chavis coming out on top, and Bruce Santee was not happy about it. Later on tonight, they'll look to settle that rivalry as Corey Chavis leads his team against the team captained by Bruce Santee. Wayne Wonder in there with Johnny Vandall. Vandall with a big arm drag and another. Wayne Wonder. Big drop kick by Johnny Vandall. Johnny looking to get the crowd behind him as he looks into the eyes of Deathrow Jethro. Clothesline by Vandall. Wayne Wonder doesn't go down until a back kick to the back of his knee, kick to the chest, and a cover. 2, and Wayne Wonder kicks out. Johnny Vandall with a big right forearm to the back of Wayne Wonder. The two captains here tonight yet to see any action in this matchup as Deathrow Jethro just stands at ringside with that evil, maniacal look across his face. Now as Wayne Wonder tags in Cameron Hardcastle, you gotta wonder, how are they going to tag in Deathrow Jethro? You saw Wayne Wonder try to extend his hand to Deathrow at the beginning of the matchup, and all he did was stare right through him. Unbeknownst to Cameron Hardcastle, almost a diamond cut maneuver to his teammate, Wayne Wonder. Cameron down for the count. Wayne Wonder saves him at 2. As I was saying, how do you tag in Deathrow Jethro? How do you extend your hand to a man like that? A man from the Louisiana State Penitentiary, a madman, an evil individual. Cameron Hardcastle trying to regroup in the corner. Wayne Van Dyke with the tag. And Wayne Van Dyke finds himself smacking his skull off that second turnbuckle as Cameron lays the boots to him in the corner. Also still to come tonight, the Vintage Heavyweight Championship is on the line as the King of Florida, Francisco Chiazzo, defends his title against the Irish Assassin, CJ O'Doyle. Also still to come, probably the most highly anticipated matchup tonight, Team Vintage, consisting of Simon Says, Deathrow Jethro has tagged himself in, and Cameron Hardcastle doing the right thing by just backing away. Just back away, Cameron. You got a long life ahead of you. You don't want to end it tonight. Earlier I mentioned big Samoan slam by Deathrow Jethro, and the cover. 1, 2, and 3. Wayne Van Dyke has been eliminated. The first member of Cruz's crew to be eliminated. Johnny Vandall with big forearms to all the newcomers on Deathrow Jethro's team. Deathrow Jethro in control of Johnny Vandall. Big slam in the corner. Deathrow going up to that second turnbuckle. Vader style bomb, 180 in the air, lands on Johnny Vandall. 2, 3. Deathrow Jethro having his way with Cruz's crew here tonight. He has eliminated half of Mike Cruz's team. Now Cameron Hardcastle has returned the favor to Deathrow and tagged himself in. You young kid, what are you thinking? Jethro with a big right hand to his own team. I told you the guy was sick. He was evil and he could not be trusted. That's why nobody on the team with him. Lince Darado off the top rope. 2 and 3. The stupidity, the immaturity of Cameron Hardcastle has just cost himself an elimination. Lince off the second rope. Big kick to the back of the knee to Wayne Wonder. Wayne Wonder finds himself in the corner, and it looks like Lince just bit the chest, the nipple area of Wayne Wonder. I told you, these guys, these young kids, teaming up with Deathrow Jethro. They volunteered. They wanted to be on the card tonight. The vintage office couldn't get anybody else to team with the madman from Louisiana State Penitentiary. Oh, big atomic drop. And, oh, a big stomp from the cruiserweight Lince Darado right in the middle of the chest of Wayne Wonder. Lince with the tag to the Vintage People's Champion Mike Cruz. as they both work on Wayne Wonder. Off the ropes. And double team maneuver. Hip toss. And a big kick to the chest of Wayne Wonder. That should do it. And he kicks out at 2. CB Blade, a young newcomer here in Vintage Wrestling, still yet to see any action here tonight as he stands in the corner next to Deathrow Jethro. What has to be going on through his mind as he stands just feet away from that prison inmate? Wayne Wonder with an illegal rake to the eyes to the Vintage People's Champion, Mike Cruz. Earlier I was stating the most highly anticipated matchup here tonight, Team Vintage versus Team Elite, still to take place. The People's Champ with a submission maneuver. Wayne Wonder taps, and due to submission, Wayne Wonder has been eliminated, and CB Blade takes advantage of the situation as he takes control of the People's Champion, Mike Cruz.
2, 3, 4.
Illegal choke maneuver in the corner to Mike Cruz. Referee gets to 4. And another choking maneuver, this time with the boot, to Mike Cruz in the corner. The young CB Blade trying to take every advantage he can get against the Vintage People's Champion. Big right hand by the young CB Blade. And a cover. 1, 2. You're not going to put away Mike Cruz that easily. Come on, kid. You got to at least hook the leg. That's a sign of immaturity right there. Immaturity in the business. Still a lot to learn by CB Blade. Another cover without hooking the leg. That's not going to put away Mike Cruz. CB Blade working on the neck, working on the head of Mike Cruz here in the middle of the ring. What an upset it would be if CB Blade could take complete control of Mike Cruz. Sleeper maneuver! Cruz looking for another submission. Cruz with the reversal. Around to the back of CB Blade. Off the ropes, looking for a roll-up. CB Blade holds on, leapfrog by Cruz. And a big drop kick. Right to the jaw of the young CB Blade. Big kick by Lince Darado. There was the tag too. Lince Darado, single man off the top rope, and a cover. 2, and no. CB Blade with a kick out. If CB Blade could garner an elimination here tonight, it would do a lot for this young kid's career to put away either Lince Darado or the People's Champion, Mike Cruz. Big back elbow by Lince, and CB rolls outside the ring to collect himself. Lince's gonna follow off that second rope. Onto the concrete floor. Lince rolls CB Blade back inside. Lince going up top. Deathrow Jethro making a visit, and outside to the concrete. Deathrow Jethro pushes him off that top turnbuckle, and now Deathrow Jethro working on Lince outside of the ring as Lince's skull smacks up against that concrete post, that steel post, and now Mike Cruz is back up against that steel post. Deathrow Jethro manhandling these two individuals. Throws them back in for CB Blade. 2, and Lince with the kick out. Big right hand to the top of the head of Lince Darado by the young CB Blade. What momentum this kid would have in his early career if he were to eliminate Lince Darado here tonight. Short drop kick to the back of Lince and a cover. Hooks the leg this time. Lince able to kick out at 2. We're tied here, 2-2. Deathrow's inmates still consisting of CB Blade and Deathrow Jethro, while Cruz's crew. And Mike Cruz, Lince Darado. Big kick to the back of CB Blade's head. Lince looking for the tag. He's got to extend that arm to the reach of Mike Cruz. Kicks CB Blade off, and there's the tag. The People's Champion hits the ring. Big clothesline, and another. And whips him off the turnbuckle. Here comes Mike Cruz, and a big back splash to the young CB Blade. CB Blade off the rope, going for the ride. And a big knee to the face of CB. 2, and almost a 3. Just inches away from eliminating CB Blade. Big chop to the chest. CB Blade going for the ride. He reverses it. Big boot to the... Oh! A knee to the face. A knee to the face of Mike Cruz. CB Blade pulling him over to the corner here. CB Blade looking for the high-risk maneuver. Not sure if this is something I'd be going for. CB. Oh, my Lord! Shooting star misses. And if Mike Cruz can take advantage here. Oh, big kick to the back of CB Blade. Come on, Mike. Hit the cover here. No, he's going for the submission maneuver. And instantly, CB Blade taps the mat. It's 2-on-1 now. But here comes the evil, maniacal, sick, and twisted individual from Louisiana State Penitentiary, Deathrow Jethro. Look at him stare. Deathrow charges. Cruz charges back. Big right forearms. And Deathrow pushes him off. Cruz ducks the clothesline. Kicks to the chest of Deathrow. Jethro ducks another clothesline. Another kick to the chest. Another duck. And Deathrow catches that boot this time. Goes to the corner. Big right forearms from the vintage People's Champion, Mike Cruz. 2-on-1, Cruz's crew has the advantage. Big back drop from Deathrow Jethro. And just like that, he's back in control. Lince Darado jumps in there to help out his friend Mike Cruz. Lince, Jethro unfazed by the chops being put forth by Lince Darado as he just pushes Lince like a bag of feathers. And Cruz ducks it, makes the tag. Lince with the drop kick off the second turnbuckle. Oh, now's the overhand chops. Deathrow Jethro feeling the effect. Deathrow Jethro laid up against those ropes. I think we're just moments away from a double team maneuver. Both Lince and Cruz kicks to the chest and the back of Deathrow Jethro. Referee Brian Rubright's got to take some sort of control here. Double drop kick to the side of the head. Deathrow Jethro looks unfazed. It's only firing him up. This is unbelievable. Jethro breaks through the clothesline and a double clothesline of his own. And Mike Cruz and Lince Darado both spin in midair. And just like that, Deathrow Jethro in complete control. Now, if I remember correctly, I believe Lince Darado is still the legal man here for Cruz's crew. Big right forearm to the back of Lince Darado. Mike Cruz laid out on the outside of the ring. Slam in the corner. We saw this earlier to Johnny Vandall. It eliminated him. It's a Vader-style bomb turned into a 180. He's going for it. Cruz with a kick to the skull. Oh, a knee to the back of the head. Deathrow Jethro falls off that second turnbuckle. Cruz going up top. Big swanton by Mike Cruz. Here's Lince Darado. Big frog splash. 2 and 3. Your surviving members of Cruz's crew, Lince Darado and Mike Cruz. Unbelievable. You can tell Deathrow Jethro not too happy about this as security gets in there immediately to handcuff him. More great action still to come here at Survival Games.